interesting like move. Like this was kind of crazy. So you know, Vice got like some like recordings of like Andrew Tate, bro. Yo, they dropped a documentary on this nigga? So they dropped a documentary on Andrew Tate recently. What the frick? Hold on. Andrew Tate. What y'all think about Andrew? All right, so this is a documentary. I'll play a little bit of it. Here we go.
People who
Which is, by the way, chat, this is what I be trying to say, man. Like when y'all do, when creators or whoever doing their thing, yo, Tony Chang, thank you for the sub, bro. When people are doing their thing and randomly you see people just trying to like run in, this is why, I'm not even gonna. There was some behind the scenes stuff that ended up happening. Remember when I told you that like Rolling Stone was trying to do a hit piece or whatever? You know, there was further conversations that happened by people who, you know, represent me this and third, and you know, Rolling Stones, they said they promised that it wasn't that. They were trying to do a positive thing on me. Okay. Yeah, all right, my nigga. Listen, we're internet culture, bro. There's nobody from mainstream media that's going to come out with positive stuff about us. I say that to say Andrew Tate, he's a guy who's risen through the ranks through YouTube interviews and podcasts and also TikTok. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea when Vice told him they wanted to do a documentary on him. You know what he said? Oh, come on in. Like, yeah, come on in. So he invited like some Vice journalists to come like just check him out and shadow him or whatever the case is. And the funny part about it, I remember watching a live stream at that time when the dude was there, and his brother was saying to Tate, like, bro, you do know they're probably going to be doing a hit piece. And he's like, yo, you could do a hit piece. I don't care. Now, of course, the hit piece is dropping at this time. Let me play a little bit of this right here.
you've never heard of before, all of a sudden appear everywhere.
Andrew Tate!
Andrew Tate is an Anglo-American kickboxer turned influencer whose extreme misogynist videos have helped make him the most viral man in the world.
Oh my God. Yo, chat, imagine you like co-sign people doing a documentary on you, and the first 20 seconds, they introduce you by saying your extreme misogynistic videos is the only reason why you were famous. What? Let's keep listening though.
Boom in her face and grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch!
On December 29th, he and his brother were arrested by Romanian police as part of a rape and human trafficking investigation.
The Matrix has attacked me.
A few months before their arrest, I was in Romania trying to get access to their so-called secret society, the War Room.
The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today.
Andrew Tate!
To get inside, I had agreed to endure a professional cage fight in Romania.
I know he's gonna lose, but wow, he's actually in there.
Along with 100 Tate super.
Wait, the dude who's a reporter did a cage match? No fucking way. Yo, these woke motherfuckers is next level. The nigga did a cage match just to be around Tate to write a hit piece. This is crazy. Nah, this is a Matrix shit. Let's be honest, this is a Matrix shit, bro.
Fans.
We shouldn't be slaves. We shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs.
I need to grow. I need to get better. I need to evolve. I'm not tough on myself. Nobody else will be. That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
This chain hold on to it.
What I found out
My plan was to sow anarchy.
is that this recent arrest appears to be just the tip of the iceberg.
This is definitely a hit piece.
I don't care.
The real story
We clearly conquered the internet.
began years ago.
There's not a single female complaining on the planet. Do you think there's not a single female complaining? Have you seen one? Tell me.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate. He was sweet and I guess vulnerable to being brainwashed by Andrew Tate and his cult.
People do. What? Your boyfriend's a fucking idiot. If he could be quote unquote radicalized, like yo, you're talking about this thing like he's a Taliban, bro. Yo, my boyfriend was drafted into ISIS by Andrew Tate videos. What?
I don't know what he's done.
Yo, look how they title it. The Dangerous Rise of Andrew Tate. That's how they title it. The Dangerous Rise of Andrew Tate. Do you think this is going to be anything positive, bro?
If you haven't heard of Andrew Tate yet, it's only a matter of time before he pops up on your newsfeed. His videos have been viewed over 11 billion times, and in July he was more Googled than Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump. He's been called the king of toxic masculinity.
He has said that rape victims should, quote, bear responsibility for being raped.
We're about to enter his compound in Romania, which was raided earlier this year as part of the rape and human trafficking investigation that led to his arrest in 2022.
Is that true that you sequestered an American girl?
It's not even a lot of it's like off limits, but I can show you some of it. G, come bite them. Show them how scary you are.
Is this the normal level of security you have for your house every day, or is this just for us?
This is the normal level of security I have in my house every day. I'm prepared for all eventualities. It's better to be paranoid. I kind of like cars.
I can tell, yeah.
This door leads to... I can't take you in there. That's classified. Up on there, can't take you in there either. It's classified. You know.
Yo, you know what's so funny? And I'm wondering, you know, I'm hoping there's really nothing, and we're gonna get into much more, right? I'm hoping that there's really nothing that is like, oh shit, this dude is completely fried, right? But I'm wondering if Tate in the future is gonna say, yo, I should have told niggas I was joking a little bit. Because I think that right there, bro, I think he's joking. Like, you know, to somebody who hates him, they're going to be like, oh, you can't take me up there? You probably got, like, chicks, like, tied up and, you know what I mean, like, on some BDSM shit, like some slave shit. No, he's probably also joking, too, bro. Like, bro, nah, they're, like, he's bringing up the places he can't bring you to. Oh, there? I can't take you to. Private. You know what I mean? He's joking a bit, bro. Yo, Chris Bentley, you think he not joking, bro? Yo, come on, my G. Like, I'm not trying to vouch and just say like, oh, this guy's the most just docile, just innocent nigga ever. But bro, you think that he doesn't know that his charisma and personality is what's selling everything? Come on, dog.
You go to any off-limit areas like security, you're going to intercept. So when I point classified, I'm basically saying don't make them put a gun in your face.
Got it.
TV, which I never watch. World title belts. I was 4-time kickboxing world champion.
And what's this painting over here?
That's my brother.
Who else lives here? Is it just you?
No, I live here with my brother. I think you get the best version of yourself if you live with other competitive men. I don't have loser friends.
I ain't gonna lie, he do got a baddie right here, though. He got
this painting over here.
That's my brother.
Who else lives here? Is it just you?
No, I live here with my brother. I think you get the best.
Baddie. Nah, he wasn't capping. He was surrounded by the baddies. Hold on, man.
Version of yourself if you live with other competitive men. I don't have loser friends. I like sitting down with people and discussing how we can make money from the conflict in Ukraine. That's what I enjoy. I don't want to talk about TV.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Hi, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. I'm Matt.
Nah, come on now. You gotta check him right here. Listen, man. Stop trying to talk to my chick, bro.
Georgia, continue.
Bruv. That's my girl, bruv.
What are you up to, Georgia?
Working.
Okay.
This is,
Yeah, bro. You ain't come here for her, brother. Hey, by the way, I'm going to react very organically. Hopefully, Vice don't got some shit that can shut the stream down. I'm just reacting to this whole shit, probably. It seems interesting. I've never seen this before.
The woman I'm trying to speak to, Georgiana Noghel, would also later be arrested with Tate in December.
Georgiana, 2 coffees, please.
Oh.
Accused of assisting him in his human trafficking operation.
No, word?
Hey, how's it going? Hi. Hey, how are you? What are these guys up to?
Conquering the world, my friend.
Through what means?
I run Hustlers University, which is now currently the biggest online educational platform in the world. We've grown extremely fast. We have 110,000 students inside of a year.
Hustlers University. Hustlers University. Hustlers University.
For $49 a month, Andrew Tate's online Hustlers University promises to teach his millions of followers the secrets of modern wealth creation, from crypto trading to dropshipping.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
Is this a sharp sword or is it kind of a decorative sword?
I did a Tate speech about why I have this sword. A Tate speech is like my YouTube channel, Tate Speech.
Yeah.
And I talked about how the #1 problem with the world is that not enough men walk around their houses with swords.
Mm-hmm. That's up there for sure.
Because if more men walked around their houses with swords, so many of the world's issues could be fixed.
And by the way, I'm also pausing to say I'm a little skeptical of the editing. keep in mind this is Vice's own, and I'm pretty sure Andrew Tate is just not media savvy enough to be like, hey, I want to review all edits, or if we're going to do this, it has to be straight documentary style where it's unedited in any footage you're going to use, and also start and stop times we get to review type shit. You feel me? Again, I'm being skeptical, but I'm gonna be very fair on this shit.
But you have to extrapolate it.
Okay.
For example, so the woman panics, she sees something on TV, the man comes home, she's like, oh, we go start wearing.
Look, they're like filming girls in the background doing just menial things like wiping up a counter. You already know this is a hit piece, right? They want to say that you have slaves, right? That's what they're trying to say.
Mask, If the man walked around with a sword and she's like, put a mask on, he'd be like, I'm brave, I don't need a mask. I'm a commander. Fuck you. It's just a symbol of empowerment. You got your sword, your wife starts talking, you're like, shut up, I decide what I do. Be quiet, cook.
Andrew's unashamed, misogynistic, and violent views so far seem to match his YouTube persona. But to find out how he's translated those into viral fame, I accept an invite onto the Tate Brothers podcast, Emergency Meeting, which is also a chance to get acquainted with his brother Tristan.
Welcome to Emergency Meeting, episode 13. We have a special guest.
Matt Shea, who is internationally renowned and respected. He's a folk singer, and he's going to sing us a song.
Andrew's invited his mate on our show without my consent. I'm just going to have to bite my tongue and listen to you guys talk most of this emergency meeting. Otherwise, I'm going to walk off.
Matt, can you introduce yourself? Tell him about your singing career. Tell him where you're from.
I ain't gonna lie. My boy Tristan, he's seen it. He's seen it. He's seen it. He's seen it, bro. Bro, nigga, this is the Matrix, nigga. This is the Matrix.
Etc.
Yeah, so I'm actually not a folk singer at all in
What?
the slightest. No, sorry.
What?
Are you calling my brother a liar?
You lied
this
to me.
case, yes.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen the clown that hides from gay people?
Have
you seen
No,
him?
I haven't seen the clown that hides the gay
So
people.
you've never seen him?
No. Is he here somewhere?
Strange. Well, yeah, he's right here. I see him.
I see him.
All right, let's be nice to our vice friend. So let me be nice to him before he does a hit piece.
This is definitely a hit piece. I've warned my brother that this is a setup, and this is what everyone.
I don't care. I'm uninterested. I've clearly conquered the internet.
By the way, I watched this broadcast live. Like, they have a counter up here. This is cap. It was never 80,000 people watching. That's cap. But they're going to try to make it seem bigger than life because they're doing a documentary. I watch all Tate content. I ain't going to lie to you. I watched all the content he's probably ever did. It was not 75,000. I watched this shit live. It was not 75,000 people watching this shit. But you see, they're doing the documentary shit like there's gas and everything now.
I'm clearly unstoppable. I'm like the board.
You've invited the liberal news media to come.
They can all come. Just because I'm wearing a gun, I'm violent. Is that how it is? Just because I got knives all over the table and I'm a kickboxing world champion, I'm violent.
If you are wearing a gun and you have knives, that does make you a little bit violent.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Makes me security aware.
I don't want to sing a song.
I haven't
sing
said
like you
anything.
promised.
It's
You
a setup.
think I won't kick Vice out of my house. I think.
A few more minutes, or are we done with it?
No. You can sing now, or you're off the pod.
During an ad break, Andrew breaks character.
30-second break. Chat shit. Another 5 minutes, and we'll get you out of here. You can talk shit back. You can annoy us anymore.
Don't worry, no, I know. I'm just not very good at it.
That's not breaking character, my nigga. That's breaking character by just saying, bro, you could talk shit back.
I'm not very good at talking shit.
We've had a long career. We have to do our normal broadcast.
Okay.
Kick him off the pod.
Cool, man. Have fun, guys. Yeah.
Bro,
he's being nice, and he says breaks character. Bro, he's being nice to you, dog. He says all right, granted, he is saying on the live stream, yo, I'm kicking him off. He's being mad nice to you in person. Yo, bro, yeah, I have a good time. It's cool.
This is going to be the worst documentary about us.
What they gonna say?
I don't know.
He has lots of cars and money. All the women love him. He's sexist. Oh no, please don't put that on the internet. Who cares? Right? Whatever.
Within minutes of being on their show, the Tate content machine snaps into action. Oh, yeah. Wow. Already.
You promised to sing to me.
That's not within minutes. That nigga isn't back in his hotel, nigga. This nigga's back in his hotel hours later, nigga. Like, stop it, bro. It's not within minutes. Like, you sat there capping. Bro, you're in a fucking hotel, nigga. You're not at Tate's crib still, bro. Act like you walked in the next room and, like, it's just instant. No, my nigga. You're in your fucking hotel, bro.
You promised to sing to me. If you think I won't kick Vice out of my house, you can sing now or you're off the phone.
Tate brothers embarrass Vice reporter.
Actually, I take that back. I want to make sure that my army is fighting, ethically and following the...
18,000 likes, 246 comments, 66 reshares. Oh, I accidentally liked it.
If you had to go to war, would you call your friends?
Let's see what people are saying. Tate win, as always. I'm impressed how easily he runs over weak men's arguments.
Christine the Spartan, thank you for the resub.
It isn't Tate posting all these videos, so who are all these people? Tate Brothers Embarrassed Vice Reporter was posted by a fan account that has 58,000.
Yo, my boy Grant said, it said 22 hours ago. You can tell niggas is just capping a cap, my nigga.
Followers and 3.9 million likes, and is just posting loads of videos every single day. Right in the description of his account, it says, looking to level up your life, start here. It's a sign-up link to the Hustlers University. Another account, and again, a link to the Hustlers University. He's got a clever formula here. It turns out a big part of Hustlers University is an affiliate marketing scheme where boys as young as 13 are instructed to share controversial videos of Andrew with links to the Hustlers University underneath. If someone signs up through your link, you get 48% of their subscription fee. By financially incentivizing 110,000 students to share his content online, Andrew has essentially built an army to make him rich and famous in a very short space of time. And he's tactically avoiding the impact of social media bans because it isn't Andrew himself posting, it's his legion of fans.
Yo, Marv 304
is saying that the shit that everyone
Marv
thinks
340, thank you for the gifted.
So that's the reason I'm all big on the internet.
I'm starting to wonder whether he's just a living meme.
You're a loser because your mentality is loserish.
Some kind of viral marketing campaign to swindle money from confused young men.
You never had the life I have, ever.
Or if he really believes what he says.
All I am offering is the truth.
Andrew first appeared on our screens as a reality TV star.
I've never been in a situation in my life so far.
Alright, we don't need to see all of this shit. Let's get to the good shit.
Appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I was like, who are you? And they're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I'm like,
wait, this is dumb hoe?
They didn't, but I'm going to protect her anonymity because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe.
During the same period, the Tate brothers were recruiting women for a webcam sex business and creating the first of their many online courses teaching other men how to do the same.
I am her everything. It doesn't matter if I fuck someone else because I'm her everything. She has nowhere else to go.
It was called the Tate PhD, or Pimping Hoes degree.
She was a fucking hoe, and I spotted it instantly because she didn't humble herself when she was supposed to. And I'm glad I didn't waste any more time on her because she's never going to be doing like my other girls do, living in my house, letting me fuck other women, remaining loyal, and fucking bringing me coffees and doing as I say.
Andrew has closed down the Pimping Hoes degree to focus on the Hustlers University.
Luke, your screen's compromised, yeah? So keep it super fucking vanilla.
But with a historic rape allegation in the UK, and the Romanian police now looking into him for rape and human trafficking, I want to find out more about his methods of recruiting women.
Oh my God.
Did you at one point say that the girls who started as your girlfriends and then worked for the webcam industry, 100% of the profit goes to you?
I think in a lot of households in the world today, the man is in charge of the investments. I think that's not an uncommon thing. Tell me a view I have that you think is genuinely insulting or destructive to society. I'd like to hear it.
You prefer younger women who are 18 or 19 because you can leave an imprint on them?
No, when I say leave an imprint, I mean that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that like if I get her, I can brainwash her. I'm not trying to say that. If you meet a girl who's 22 and you're her second boyfriend, she's probably like a nicer person, less jaded, less upset, less suspicious.
So you like to be in a position of power?
It's not being in a position of power. It's about, I enjoy to show her amazing things. You're trying to attach things to the situation which aren't true.
5 years ago, you said rape is a terrible thing, but if you put yourself in a position to be raped, then you should bear some responsibility for that.
Okay, so first, we agree that rape is a terrible thing. The point I'm trying to make is the best way to prevent yourself from being raped is to have a degree of personal responsibility and not put yourself in positions to be raped, as opposed to standing there saying that rape shouldn't happen or men raise our boys better. You know what else shouldn't happen? Robbery. I want the freedom to walk down the road with $1 million in cash.
Is it fair to compare the desire to walk around with £1 million in cash to someone wanting to just walk around their own city at night?
Well, female beauty is extremely valuable.
Of course, female beauty is extremely valuable in the eyes of men who seek to exploit it.
I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
Have you heard the term lover boy before?
The lover boy method?
Huh. Yeah, romantically involving yourself with a woman and then making money.
Yo, this nigga sound like the dude who actually told the cops to get the indictment or affidavit, nigga. What the fuck?
Off of her in some sort of sex-adjacent industry.
Firstly, I would call the webcam industry far closer to psychology than sex. The webcam industry has prevented more male suicide than any group of therapists, any action group, any charity ever would, right?
Is that true? How can you measure that?
Well, it's not about measuring, it's about my personal experience.
One of the concerns that people have about that lover boy method is that
let me correct you, because I'm a professional.
Is that it's similar to, or people might consider that a form of grooming.
Okay, so I'm a professional, so I have to change what you just said. I have to at least challenge you on it. Nobody's concerned about anything that happened 10 years ago when a bunch of girls got rich. There's not a single female complaining.
Do you think there's not a single female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
This is my question about this whole thing. When the reporter says, do you think there's not a single female complaining? It feels loaded, like he knows something that Tate doesn't. Here's my thoughts about this. I think the police was in tandem with this nigga to go get Tate caught up. He's saying everything that Tate got charged with a month later. Or not charged with, because he hasn't been charged, but they're looking into him and he got detained for. The lover boy method. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Are you sure nobody's complaining? Keep in mind, if everybody's just watching all the internet shit about Tate, nobody's seen any women complaining. That means this motherfucker knew something that nobody else knew. How did he know? Let's keep playing.
Andrew says no woman has complained about him personally. He won't let us speak to the women who work for him. So for now, it's difficult to verify this.
If you came to do a documentary on me, why you gotta talk to all the people around me? Unless you the police. If you're the police, yeah, if you're doing an investigation, you want to talk to my armed guards outside. You want to talk to my secretary. Why do you need to talk to so many people? I understand why Tate is like, you came all the way to Romania to do a documentary on me. My employees are not public facing individuals. They're not. Yo, listen, my brother's sitting over there, right? It's my oldest brother. I love him to death. One of the reasons I protect his identity is because he didn't choose a life of exposing and having his whole life online. If someone wanted to do an interview about me or whatever, I would feel it's unfair if they're trying to get him to speak publicly, because this ain't his life. This is not his life. So I understand when Tate is probably saying, hey, listen, these are women who I might either employ or I might have certain personal dealings with. They're not entitled to speak to you in a documentary that you're trying to do about me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, put like this. It's the reason why I would never show my mom on camera. Like, the closest thing I probably got was when I gifted my mom a car. I don't want y'all, like, my mom already, like, freaks out at any little thing. I don't want y'all just pressing my mom. I don't want y'all pressing my brothers. You know what I mean? Like, they live very regular lives, and they should live regular lives. I live a life that's a little bit different. Trust me, I get harassed by strangers. I get harassed by stalkers. People have all type of, like, but it's a life I chose. I don't impose that on everybody. And this is why I look at it when they're trying to add that context of, hey, why doesn't he let us talk to everybody who's around? The person who has put his life out there is Andrew Tate. Talk to Andrew Tate.
This claim. But I have spoken to many women who complain about the effect Andrew's rhetoric is having on their lives.
Oh, here we
go. To protect them from harassment, I've agreed not to name them.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate to the point of threatening to release revenge porn unless I took back what I said on social media against his sexist, misogynistic views.
It's like a virus, the things that he's spreading. The scariest thing is, I have no idea if the next guy I meet could be an Andrew Tate fan. As a teacher, it's definitely worrisome.
Wait. Yo, wait. Are they saying that just Andrew Tate fans are just... What? This is where I feel like Vice, even allowing this rhetoric and narrative, goes down a very dangerous path. Put it like this. I would argue the majority of men are sane individuals. They're not predators. There's regular people trying to be the best version of themselves and trying to be decent human beings. If someone watches Andrew Tate, or if someone watches 50 Cent, let's go back. 50 Cent rapped about a lot about violence and murder. I would imagine that the majority, and what I mean by the majority, overwhelmingly the majority, 90% of people who listen to 50 Cent music will not say, oh, he said he got rich or he was going to die trying. Let me go kill somebody or let me go rob a bank to try to do the same. People are rational. You get what I mean? Because someone watches so the point I'm making is because someone listens to 50 Cent doesn't make them a murderer. Just like if someone likes to view a video of Andrew Tate doesn't make them just a degenerate or a evil anti-woman abusive person. Does that make sense? I think that's fair.
There are boys who look up to him, especially those that may be vulnerable and they're sort of going to go into the real world carrying those violent views with them.
I'm 14. The boys at school my age think that it's okay to say horrible things like women are man's property and they get to do what they want with them. It makes me really disappointed in my generation.
Andrew's views represent a new era in modern misogyny.
Start talking to some bitches, saying me and my man are gonna fuck you.
Where you can now not only talk openly about subjugating and objectifying women, but doing so actually garners millions of committed fans.
They don't believe the level that you can operate at when you're actually a G.
The most hardcore of them have traveled here to Romania to join the War Room.
The War Room is a fraternity. We're a brotherhood which is designed to inspire the best from our brothers. They have to have the mentality and the pedigree to survive. There's tests, and if you do them, you can stay inside.
At the top of Andrew's fraternity is a small group of wealthy and powerful men who all stand to gain significantly from the expansion of his empire. This inner circle is not happy that I'm here. After our testy exchange this morning, Andrew invites me to watch him train.
Have you ever boxed before?
No. But it turns out he's planning on teaching me a lesson.
Who's got spare gloves? Nothing like spare.
There you go. I appear to have unintentionally walked into a situation where Andrew Tate is going to train me how to box.
Punch me. Come on. Punch me. Knock out. Oh, look like you're bleeding already. It's only round one. We've only warmed up. Keep going, bro. We've got 10 more rounds.
No, I can wait. I meet and get punched in the face by the inner circle of the War Room.
This is exactly what Tate be talking about. Yo, Tate just pretty much told this dude to just box and be among the people that he's fraternized with. And you know what he's probably thinking? This nigga Tate done abuse me. Like, I don't want to box. I don't want to get punched in the face. But here's the thing. You travel. The nigga lives in Romania. It's not like he lives in Minneapolis or New York City. You traveled, probably took 3 planes to get to where he's at. He probably told you, hey, if you're going to come do an interview with me or do a documentary, you got to be down for the ride. You agreed to be down for the ride. You go on this live stream. You're getting this exclusive interview. But now, you know what I mean? Why do you think they're showing this? Oh, I'm bleeding. It's for sympathy. It's not like they're saying you got to get your ass beat. You could have been like, yo, bro, I don't want none of this. And matter of fact, if I got to go fight like you guys supposedly do, I don't want to come. You know what they said? All right, cool. It's not going to happen.
In the world Andrew is creating, not only are women to be subjugated, sorry, that almost felt like I got knocked out, but men defined by their capacity to inflict violence. Okay, tap out.
You stopped. You were like, all right, pause, time out. Like if that were having a street fight, would someone stop? No, so that's your reaction. I need to fight back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, you.
The War Room is a network. We have 10 meetings a year. The next one's going to be in the mountains of Transylvania. You could do it, but I don't know, my friend, if you're prepared
We've left Bucharest and we're driving into the Carpathian Mountains to meet Andrew and his inner circle for the War Room, which is going to involve something called the Test. I've made it into Andrew Tate's War Room, where 100 of his biggest fans have flown in from all across the world, each paying $5,000 to have their manhood tested by the one they refer to as Commander. None of us know what he has in store.
I welcome you all to the test. There is a cage fighting event, and every single one of you has been paired against a professional fighter. You will fight in the cage on national television, and it's a real fight. There are two paths you can go down. You can agree to fight, or you can decide that it's not for you. You have 1 hour to think and make a decision.
That's going to be a hard no from me. Maybe I'll do a yes, just to learn a little bit more of what happens, and then definitely pull out at some point.
Does anyone have any questions to ask me? There's no training before this fight. If you've been walking through life too lazy to fucking train, is that your problem or my problem?
I couldn't help overhearing some disagreement within the war room.
I think he wants to talk to you, wink, wink. What the hell are you doing? What's
It's gonna be fine, bro. No. We have an ambulance. We have.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, how did they have such great audio? This something like some, you know, the movie shit where a nigga's all the way over to the left and he just does some shit and he can hear y'all. How the fuck? Because I know Andrew's not wearing no wire. I know he not wearing no wire. How the fuck they just heard that conversation?
And every single one of you has been paired against a professional fighter. You will fight in the cage on national television, and it's a real fight. There are two paths you can go down. You can agree to fight, or you can decide that it's not for you. You have 1 hour to think and make a decision.
That's going to be a hard no from me.
Will.
We have an ambulance. We have medics. No one get fucking knocked out. Don't worry about it.
At the center of it all was Andrew's right-hand man, Iggy Semmelweis.
Here I will share with you my secrets.
He's the self-proclaimed greatest hypnotist in the world.
You will learn the power of hypnosis.
And seemed to have an agenda that expanded beyond the war room itself into something larger and darker.
Your sons will marry their daughters. Your daughters will marry their sons. You will create legacies. Enjoying those juicy steaks, that finer scotch, those smoother cigars.
He refused to speak to us, but it's clear that he has a...
That nigga's a real psychic. No, that's a real psychic. I was gonna say, I'm like, if you get the psychic to talk to y'all, he's definitely fake. Yo, if the psychic talks to y'all and y'all made a hit piece, y'all are fake. The psychic scene, yo, the psychic really, that's a real psychic. Nah, I'm good, bro. Bruv, I know what y'all doing. Bruv, I'm good. Okay? Yo, no, the psychic real, chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you, chat. That psychic really real. We gotta give him credit. Kudos to him. Here's the funny thing. Why he ain't tell Tate that, though?
Big role to play in whatever the war room's real agenda is.
This is the war room of Andrew Tate.
Welcome to the test.
Now is decision time. You are getting in the cage to fight a professional fighter who is trained to hurt you. Anyone who is fighting, please stand up. Anyone who is not fighting, you can stay seated, and we will begin the other program.
Just like that, a third of the room decides to get beaten up for Andrew Tate. What happens to the people who said no?
They're doing something slightly different, describing the reasons they didn't do it, how that affects their life as a whole, whether they're gonna make any changes in the future to be more ready for opportunities. That's where honor comes from, right? From victory.
One of the men who said no agrees to speak to us as long as we hide his face.
Snitch.
Why did you say no?
I have been in the ring before, but just sparring. But
Wait, y'all not hiding this nigga face. I could tell who this nigga is. If I was at that event, I could tell who this nigga is based on this. The nigga with the buzz cut and the fucking like faux hawk. Nah, nigga. I know who you are, bro. Bruv.
But just sparring. But I was like, fuck, professionals and Russians. Like, they guys are serious. I was just too scared. So then afterwards, I felt bad about myself. And I was angry at myself. Because I came here to be tested.
Andrew Tate has obviously said a lot of kind of controversial things online.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
A lot of things are very controversial. But I think the bottom of his message is a very, very positive one. Because if I'm not tough on myself, nobody else will be. Nobody really cares about me if I don't care about me, right? That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
People who decided this morning and people who decided at a later date here.
We have a chaperone following us. We've been told that we're not allowed to talk to anyone. What about in passing, asking people like, what single question?
Let me run.
By the way, I believe that would be natural, and that's very fair. If a guy has an entire business that you're trying to do a documentary on, again, he's trying to be as accommodating as possible. First of all, you're going around his back interviewing people he didn't tell you to interview. He should give you a chaperone. Do you think you could walk into motherfucking, I don't know, any type of huge hedge fund or JP Morgan or any of these financial institutions that really higher up and do a documentary and they said, oh, go in any room you want. Talk to anybody you want. Talk to the secretary, CEO, the fucking financial manager. No. When you usually go somewhere, they say, hey, these are the people you could talk to and these are the questions you could ask. That's not like, I know they're trying to make him look bad. And again, if there's something that's wild, and here's the thing. Do I think this whole fighting thing is wild? I would say yes, except the niggas tell you that's what they do. Bro, that's what they do. And they're giving niggas options. They're not saying you got to fight. They're saying you could choose. Apparently 2/3 of the people chose not to fight. So I'm still trying to look at what the fuck makes this whole thing look crazy. And by the way, when we get there, or if we get there, I will definitely point it out.
This by tape before we film. No other comment.
Okay, all right. Would you be up for that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Our chaperone vets who we speak to and tries to heavily control our questions. What do you do?
Show that you're not some sort of right-wing extremist.
Why did you join the war room?
I don't want to be fucking stagnant. I need to grow. It's just a fundamental shift in my mindset. What I think could be bad is always good. Before the war room, I used to think, why is this happening to me? Now, what is this trying to teach me?
About Andrew Tate specifically and the things he says online, the things that get him negative publicity. Yeah. What do you think about those things?
I think he's speaking the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interviewing under the chaperone's supervision is proving restrictive. Yeah.
No alpha craziness. He's he's an animal, this one.
So we can't speak to anyone?
Okay.
Who is this mysterious chaperone anyway? Hey, man.
Matt, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
I was wondering if we could have a little chat.
Yeah, suits me, man. Brought over from Dubai.
Like most war room leaders, he has a sports car. Do you want to do the interview in
that big Ferrari, nigga? That big Ferrari.
Here.
Yeah, I don't see why not, man.
And like most people with a sports car, he's keen to show it off. So, what do they call you?
In these circles, sartorial or the sartorial shooter. I'm one of the guys who manages organizational risk and security for the war room. So anyone with any criminal activity, maybe they are showing signs of being racist or sexist or any of these sorts of things, they're out straight away. We will not tolerate that.
And so how do you reconcile that with some of the things that Andrew, for example, says online?
Any claims of misogyny or the fact that he's, spreading hateful words, that's not the reality of who he is, and that's not what the war room stands for, and that's not what he stands for. There are many clips of him out there saying, I'm not a misogynist, I provide for my women, I would stand up for my women in a violent situation.
What do you think his detractors would say about, for example, what you just said, the phrase, my woman? Do you think that they would consider that to be misogynist?
The phrase, my woman, for me, ties into the very traditional values that we have.
Andrew's well known for talking a lot about his multiple girlfriends. How does that tie into this idea of a traditional relationship?
Men at certain levels can provide for multiple women. And even we can go back 100 years ago, kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing pretty much in masculine realms, in work, in career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the war room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, your own agency in the world to pursue your own goals.
The women who I know who are most fulfilled in life are not trying to do the things that traditionally men used to do.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head, where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't, she wants to pursue a career or something like that?
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the war room and what men here are seeking is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings and
what? Yo, this nigga is wildin'. Yo, hey, I will say, traditional gender norms has now been reimagined to be very misogynistic. What the dude said was basically saying, hey, listen, women traditionally, which obviously there's a historical background to this, women usually did not try to seek or sought out to be the breadwinner. They were okay with being, or not even okay, but they were happy with being the person who ran the household, okay, right? Like provided for the kids, took care of everything, right? That, I don't believe that was a misogynistic time. I think that was just, and by the way, somebody might, I'm trying to debate my own self in a sense. Somebody might be like, well, that's before they could make money and OnlyFans and all this shit. Cool. But I don't think that was a misogynistic time. That's what I believe this dude just said. Y'all could tell me if I'm wrong. And the dude is just saying, yeah, the niggas in the war room, they just want to be kings and just have like peasants.
Support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing in pretty much in masculine realms, in work and career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many.
I seen somebody says because women weren't allowed to work. No, if you believe that the origin of, gender roles came from just women being subjugated or prevented from doing certain things, I think you don't understand what a family is. I've said this on Fresh and Fit before. It's not about red pill or manosphere ideology. Put it like this, yo. I've had many arguments, right, with people women who are very career-oriented women. And I say, if I started a family with you, how would that go? So you're chasing your career. I'm trying to chase my career. I make more than you. Now, maybe if it's a woman makes more than the guy, that's different too, right? But I'm just saying, listen, who makes more, and here's the thing. You need one person to provide financials. You need another person to provide nurturing to actually, and by the way, I don't look down on the person who's going to be spending their time, whether in the household, saying, hey, listen, I'm taking care of the kids. That's a very noble job. It's actually really important. Like when I remember me growing up, I remember my grandmother, I remember my mother, I remember usually maternal figures kind of giving me the guidance that I could become me. That's very noble. In these days and age, everybody thinks you could continue family with nobody making sacrifices. Unfortunately, you have to make a sacrifice, I believe. If you don't want no kids, cool. Y'all both chase it back. But here's the reality. Let's think about Offset and Cardi B. Cardi B is one of the biggest female rappers, period. If she wants to have a family with Offset, she's probably going to have to delegate maybe at least 6 to 7 months to having a kid. Maybe she can't be on the road traveling all over the place. That's what family is. Family is sacrifice. You have these new age women who are making an income, whether it's OnlyFans or whatever. They're trying to act like they're more than a woman who is down to say, hey, listen, I might not be a top earner, but I know how to hold down a household. Nobody wants to do sacrifice no more. I think that's a problem. And again, I'm not saying women have to make the sacrifice, but in every relationship, there has to be the sacrifice. Obviously, if a woman is making $1 million a year and the dude is making $50,000, but usually a woman who's making $1 million not dating a nigga who's making $50,000. Well, let's imagine that's happening. I think that nigga should start sacrificing and start saying, hey, listen, the money is not going to be what you bring to the table. But you know how you could actually bring some valuable shit to the table, right? You're going to have to help out in other ways to make sure the family structure could continue. Does that sound too wild? Anyway, I'll keep playing.
Many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the war room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, you know, your own agency in the world to pursue.
I pause on that again and again. I'm not talking for all women. I'm only talking for a woman who I know from my experience. I worked at a computer lab in 2011, 2012. When I worked there, my boss was a woman. Amazing boss. She was so great. She was like, I have nothing bad to say about her. She was really great as a boss. She eventually quit the job. And I remember when she was quitting, and it was that week where we all know she was leaving. She was talking to all her like supervisors and employees, kind of trying to let them understand why she was quitting. She was making about $70,000 to $75,000 at that time, which, by the way, you know, she was working for a college. That was a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money at that time. Remember, it's 2011. It's probably like 100,000 now, right? I was like, why would you quit? And she was just like, well, here's the thing. I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish in a career. She was an Asian woman. She said, I want to have a family. She wanted to get pregnant by her husband. She was married. She then told me, she said her husband made $220,000 a year. She was making 70. Her husband made $220,000 per year. She said, listen, after she had her child, that her focus changed on, she already accomplished the career. The career wasn't supporting their lifestyle or the marriage. She wanted to now build a family. And I remember asking her, I said, why the fuck? This is the only philosophical conversation I've ever had about like family and stuff like that with a stranger. I'm like, are you going to really give this job up for like, because you have a kid? And she said to me, she said, she didn't say academic, she said Livingston. She said, listen, she said, you're not ready for kids now. So I said, how can I know when I'm ready for kids? She said the most important thing, and I still remember to this day. She says, you'll know you're ready for kids when you're ready to put the needs and wants of someone else before yourself. And I didn't understand it in the moment, but as I get older, I do understand it. She did everything she wanted to do in life already. She was married. She was making a lot of money. She was great. But that job that she was working did not fulfill her as a woman. What fulfilled her was her being a wife and eventually her being a mother. She quit that job. She knew that her husband was going to be able to take care of the household, and she never looked back. I'm telling you the truth. It was mind-boggling in the moment when she said it to me because I couldn't understand. I remember saying to her, you're the top of this food chain, but there's even higher for you to get. But you know, for her, she's like, well, if I keep chasing my career, she was like 32, 33. She was like, I'm not going to have kids. She wanted to have kids. She wanted to build a family. She realized that she was making good money, but her husband was making good money. You know the sacrifice she said? I'm going to quit this job. Again, I'm not trying to say no one should do anything, but we're living in a society where every chick claimed they're a boss bitch, this and third. You know what I mean? Keep chasing the bag till you're 45. You gonna have a kid at 45? Will the bag be... Listen, you're talking to a nigga who's made millions. It becomes beyond just a next dollar. You want other things in life. These days, I get a lot happy when I see my family happy. That's just what it is. In life, your wants and desires change. And this is why I know that sacrifice is important. Now, according to the woke agenda, men and women are just alike. You make no type of sacrifices ever. This is what this cuck is saying.
For women. And even we can go back 100 years ago, kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing in pretty much in masculine realms, in work, in career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the war room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, you know, your own agency in the world to pursue your own goals.
The women who I know who are most fulfilled in life are not trying to do the things that traditionally men used to do.
How many times do we hear these conversations from women who have sought after a career for 30 to 40 years and then they're like, you know what? I fucked up. When have we heard the difference? Like, you know what I mean? Andrew Tate always says something, and it's going to make me probably sound like a fanboy. He said that when his grandmother died, his grandmother's proudest accomplishment was that when she died, she had 8 of her kids around her and probably like 15 of her grandkids around her. It wasn't about what job she did. Nobody, while she was on her deathbed, be like, oh, I'm so glad you became this, that, and third. Fulfillment sometimes is different. And by the way, I know a lot of men, including me. Of course, we're work-driven, but that's by just biology. I think most men also want to produce an offspring. Listen, my name is Livingston Allen Jr. And I want to have Livingston Allen, is it going to be the second or the third? I want to have you see Diddy with all them kids? Nigga, Diddy like 70, he just spit out another kid. Nigga, I want a whole fucking lineage eventually, but I got to build an empire first. So this is why I'm confused by cucks like this, because they're like, oh no, like, trust me, ain't nobody really gaining true fulfillment and happiness. Granted, if you're broke, of course you want to make money. Like, if you have nothing going on, you want to make money. Man, woman, anybody, right? But later in life, we're talking about you're approaching your 30s, you're in your 30s, you're approaching your 40s. You want more.
I do.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head, where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't. She wants to pursue a career or something like that.
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the war room and what men here are seeking is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings and women were subjugated. It's at the heart of what Andrew Tate is selling. Just look at the tweets of Iggy Semmelweis, his second in command. My webcam girl is home 100% of the time, has no time nor interest in going out. She sleeps, cooks, cleans, does her shows, gives me all the money, gets railed by me and our girlfriends, then smiles, thanks me, and goes and does it again tomorrow. Welcome to the war room.
This is the war room of Andrew Tate.
Now, it's quite possible this next story has passed some of you by, but you would be in a minority.
As the war room members and I are bussed to the fight location, the world begins to talk about Andrew Tate with a new intensity.
He is a 35-year-old influencer who's been accused of spreading rape
openly
culture.
condones and celebrates violence against women.
Hitting women. Kids are acting like the things that he's saying is like revolutionary.
11-year-old boys, they love
Please
Andrew
stop
Tate.
looking up to Andrew Tate. He is a bad guy.
With the PR crisis going on, Andrew's team are eager for some good press. So they send an extra friendly chaperone to sell me on the benefits of the war room experience.
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
Okay, fair enough.
Life is all about how you deal with the pain and how you move forward. You're going to learn a lot about yourself as a man, so take it, make the best out of it, and grow as a man and be tough.
All of the men in this room seem to be taking this incredibly seriously.
What's your goal for the fight?
Of course I'm going to try to win.
I see a lot of contenders right there who had the guts to come right here in the cage. If any one of them win one fight, he's gonna win all their money, all their girls.
This is the culmination of Andrew Tate's pressure cooker of male insecurity.
You're a fucking broke. You are poor. I'm the only guy on this fucking platform flying around in private jets with 27 cars living this lifestyle. Most of you are not too stupid to become rich.
Are you ready? Round one.
But while they come forward to gratefully take the beatings they've paid thousands of dollars for,
You're here to lose a little bit of blood.
Andrew Tate's future on social media is hanging in the balance, and the public backlash is spreading. I'm desperate to ask him about all of this, but first I have to get through this ridiculous situation that I've found myself in.
All right, let's go.
Give it up for Matt. Did I say it right?
I'm very excited for it. Now, as soon as the bell goes, Matt has passed the test.
Hey, this is the ass whipping that exposed Andrew Tate. Whatever ass whipping he finna get. Yo, every punch he gets to the face, he's like, yo, my headpiece gonna finish this nigga.
I know he's going to lose, but wow, he's actually in there. Let's go, buddy! Come on, man!
Whatever's going on behind the scenes, watching me get chased around puts a smile on Andrew's face.
Get stripped to the ground.
Yo, this nigga was probably smiling when Andrew got put in cuffs. This nigga is tight, bro.
Being ground and pound finish. But that is it. The referee calls it. Hold on, man. Good decision. He was unable to defend himself. I hated these guys when they turned up. I almost punched Matt myself when he was in my house. You know what? He's officially won me over. I can't believe he actually got in there.
Okay, at least he's not bleeding. Good.
Those who went all in on their fight came out badly. One man was knocked out and taken away on a stretcher. The inner circle had put these men through collective hardship and recreated them in Andrew Tate's image. Fighters.
Come here, guys. Come up to the front. He broke his hand on your head. And you're fine. So you win.
But they had also joined a movement that was widely accused of normalizing sexism and rape culture. While the men who chose to fight are paraded in front of the crowd, Andrew's team shamed those who refused.
This shame you hold on to it. Don't let it go.
So anyone who fought, you can put your hand up, how the experience was, how it's going to change your life, and if you have anything to say to the people who didn't fight.
I don't think I have any word of advice for the people that didn't do it, except that you should have, probably.
Immediately, he went to check on me, and I'm thinking, I want to go train because I felt inadequate, right? So
yeah,
that's what I want to do.
Right now, I have new mountains to climb, and I'd love to get back here a year from now and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me.
Didn't it feel like a movie the last few days? I feel like that's a great metaphor for life. We shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs. We should actually make our lives into, I guess, a movie.
I want to be known as one of the best fathers in the war room. I can't look at my sons and tell them to suck it up, Buttercup, if I don't say yes to this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid $5,000 to the only real winner in this performance, Andrew Tate.
For the people who want to stay and relax, there's some chicks, don't know where they're from. Yeah, let's have fun. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're told not to film the celebrations that conclude the evening, and it's not clear exactly what goes on. But once outside the lobby, we could clearly see a room containing naked women being photographed. With Andrew's
Damn, this nigga stenching like a motherfucker, bro.
Team increasingly conscious of negative.
Bro, he just brought some strippers through. I think. I don't know.
Days afterwards, Tate is banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, to the protest of his fans.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West.
For a moment, it seems the deplatforming has worked. But then, he reappears on Instagram with an emoji covering his face.
You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you, but you don't.
He moves to Dubai, converts to Islam, sets up a new bank entirely owned by him, and rebrands the Hustlers University as the real world. In the first month after being deplatformed, he made $11 million and got 250 million views on TikTok alone. Months later, Elon Musk reinstates his Twitter account and he gains 1 million followers in 24 hours.
I have no criminal charges. There's no charges at all against me. I have not hurt any women. No women are coming forward saying Andrew hit me. Zero.
Andrew maintains that he has never abused a woman. But when we get back from Romania, we finally manage to speak to some women from his past. Amelia began seeing Andrew in 2013. Due to fear of harassment from his fans, she is withholding her real name.
I always knew, even from back in the day, there was always things said bad about him. But when I'd seen him again in 2013, I thought, oh, all these rumours about him may be false because he's actually been really lovely. The first time I went around his house, because before it was like maybe 3-4 times we'd gone on dates, we started to make out on the bed. Out of the blue, he literally just stopped what he was doing and just laid back. He said, I'm just contemplating whether I should rape you or not. And I promise you within an...
Okay, chat. That's crazy. Okay? Now, granted, this is what this woman's saying. We don't know the real truth. We don't know nothing fully, but that does sound crazy. You know, I'm trying to be very fair. That sounds crazy. Like, ain't like a lot of men who have tried to, like, you know, try to sauce up a girl, like in the sense of like spit some game to her, whatever. That's not a game type of thing. Like, nobody says to a woman those words at all, ever.
Instant, he changed. He just jumped straight on top of me, grabbed my throat, started suffocating me, strangling me. The more I didn't want to, it made him so much more aggressive, to the point where he was pinning me down, hurting me. The things he was saying to me, he was like, who do you belong to? Who do you belong to? And the more I couldn't say it, the more he'd hurt me. So I couldn't see an escape. And at that point, I just gave up. I just gave up. And then when it stopped, he went to the bathroom and acted as if it was normal. So I'm like, maybe I did what? Did I want it? Did I not? I definitely said to him, please don't, and he told me shut the fuck up. Definitely got strangled. I definitely didn't want it. Did he think I wanted it? When you look back, the psychological warfare you have with yourself is like you couldn't even imagine. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand it unless you've been through it. Can't even say the damn words.
Have you since come to terms with the notion that that may not have been consensual, that may have been...
I know for a fact it wasn't consensual.
But it's hard to use the word.
Even though I know technically it's true, that did happen, that is what happened to me, I still don't like vocalizing it.
Amelia's method of coping with the alleged rapes was to pretend to herself that it was a normal relationship.
The abuse wasn't consensual because he knew I didn't want it, which he confirms in multiple voice messages and texts to me.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. And all the women I've ever slept with, not a single one has ever bitched or complained like you are bitching and complaining now.
Every few months, Andrew would send me on a different number messages to remind me of how dangerous he was.
I thought I'd remind you of the caliber of man I am. I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
Scare tactics to make sure I wouldn't go anywhere, go to the police, wouldn't report, would always be under his control. It was always to remind me that he was there.
After 6 months, Amelia eventually left Andrew when she says she began to fear for her own life. In 2014, she also decided to report the incident to police, who logged it.
A year after, I got a phone call from a police officer from Hertfordshire Police. She said to me, we have 2 other girls that have come forward and said the exact same thing as you. Would you please be willing to come onto this investigation to make this case stronger? And without any hesitation, I said yes. And I thought, well, if there's 2 other girls, I'm not alone now. I'm not alone.
One of those women was Sally. She was 20 when Andrew Tate approached her for webcam work. Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, to prosecute based on the police's evidence would be up to the Crown Prosecution Service.
Unfortunately, they turned around and just said, oh, we can't continue this case anymore. It's just insufficient evidence.
You witnessed the rape occurring. Did that not count as evidence for them?
No. They openly said it's really, really difficult to prove rape. Very difficult.
Conviction. In the UK, only 1 in 100 reported rapes result in a charge, let alone a conviction. In a statement issued via his lawyer in Romania, Tate denied the assault or rape. He said, "They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation that I am innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me." Sally said the CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
Hey, we're gonna comment on everything. Are they saying the police declined to prosecute because this is what Andrew Tate's lawyer says, so take it with a grain of salt. They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation I'm innocent, and the police found messages from the girls when they were talking about them planning to lie on me. Clearly the girls said
where they
no.
were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me. Sally said the CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
They clearly didn't think a text from a man to a woman saying, I love raping you, I know what I do to you is abusive.
About it because...
Wait, are these messages actually from Tate?
That is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
They clearly didn't think.
Let's just read these messages. So this will be her. What do you get from me hating it? He says, because I'm a terrible person. She says, Mr. fucking nice, yeah? And I love you and watching you let me while I'm still debating if it's a good idea. Like conflict you have, and you do have it, don't deny it. Makes you feel powerful, he says no.
A text from a man to a woman saying, I love raping you, I know.
Okay, we gotta read this too. Well, he says, well, you can say it, then not see me. He says, Andrew, you're not stupid. Why would I talk to you if I didn't want to? Chat, I'm going to be honest. You're not going to hear me saying any definitive opinion on this. They show this after that last message, which was disturbing. And the woman is saying, why would I talk to you if I didn't want to see you? Look, then he says, so you agree to my control and all I do to you. Good. The person says, if I consent, it's not. No. So this is crazy, bro.
What I do to you is abusive and controlling. To CPS, apparently, that's not enough. I did the bravest thing I think I ever done in my life, which was hell, 4 years of absolute hell, going through an investigation without anyone knowing, and basically to do it alone, was all a waste.
Despite repeated requests, Tate's lawyer did not provide a response to Amelia's allegations. The Romanian investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother finally led to an arrest on the 29th of December.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Police accused them of using the lover boy method to traffic at least 6 women into a Romania-based webcam sex business. But we now know similar allegations have dogged Tate for years. His followers are obsessed with the idea that the Matrix is conspiring against him. But if anyone in this story is the victim of a conspiracy, is it the multi-millionaire?
Wow, very loaded. Let me answer some broad questions that I believe. Is Andrew Tate a victim of his own fame? I believe he is. I believe that Andrew Tate's massive influence, as we could hear earlier in this even documentary, the mere fact that his ideology, his influence is being adopted by many young men. They literally played a clip of women literally saying, yo, my boyfriend is listening to this Andrew Tate dude. He is a victim of his own influence and subsequently own fame. Now, that aside, did he do something illegal, and did he actually, abuse or human traffic women, or R-word women? I won't say the word. I don't necessarily know. I really don't know. Because these things that we're seeing via Vice has never been really all the way, maybe into certain broad level explained by Andrew Tate, but we really don't know the full context. We're seeing 2 screenshots and I believe Vice has an agenda, but even in the second screenshot they shared, I'm going to be honest, it comes across like somebody who had a kink for abuse, even up to potentially, and again, I'm not trying to defend. I'm just going off the screenshots. I've never I watch a lot of true crime shit. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I could get it. Where's that message?
So